Whew. Hey y'all, how's it going? My name is Booper Just Song and I'm coming to you with a brand new video. So it's been about 2 months since I made my last video, and there's been a bit of pickups since then. My birthday passed and today is Christmas, so there's gonna be a couple of gifts that I will point out when it gets to it. And I think that's as much of a disclaimer I need to start with. So I'm gonna go with just some vintage pickups first, and then I'm gonna go to Chrome Hearts, and then Carol Christian Pole at the end. Sorry, my dogs are all a little bit feisty right now, so I'm gonna put them down. All right. We'll start off with the purse pickup, which isn't anything too big. This is a For Love and Lemons hat. I got it at the sample sale when I went with my wife and her best friend. It's just a nice little brown hat. Next up, we have this Terrence Leathers clip. So I've been a long time purchaser from my boy. I told him that one of my clips broke, like the metal part right here just broke at the little hinge area, and he said that he was quite surprised about that because he assumed that the leather would rip prior to that, but it didn't. So he just made me a new one, and then he sent this on my way, and I'm very, very grateful for that. Now I will start moving into the vintage pickups. Here is a Grimm Fairies tee on a Gildan. This is a very, very nice graphic. Just the front hit, nothing on the back. And I think it just looks very, very cool. All right, so next up, these tees aren't necessarily vintage, but I picked them up and they're from like a EDM artist out in Russia, I believe. The name's Baby Jane. The tee is very sick. And then on the back right here, it has Baby Jane. I believe this is printed on Shockaware. Not my favorite blank, but it is heavyweight and 100% cotton, so they have that going for them. This tee I bought mistaking the back print as the front, because all the tees had like this Baby Jane logo on the back, but for this one it has it on the front, and on the back right here it has lyrics to the song Grave Mark Strange, I believe. And I think this would have been a really cool front graphic, but it's something different, so we'll see how it is. And if I don't particularly love it, I'll probably just make it into like a gym shirt or something. Nothing too like crazy. And then here is a Heaven's Gate styled like shirt. And then on the back, I believe this is like a newspaper article flyer type of deal. And it's just a really cool graphic overall. Next up is a pair of Comaware pants that my buddy Thomas gave me for my birthday. As you can see here, there is a bunch of detailing on this. There's like a front pocket right here, which is very nice. And I believe that's on the other side as well. And then on the back, you can see that there is a zipper that lets you flare the pants out if you so choose. And I'm just very grateful for these pants. I love them. Loved them when they came out, but the price at the time was a tad bit expensive for me. So I'm very happy that my buddy gave this to me. Next up is just a really, really nice vintage pair of Levi's. As you can see here, the weave is crazy. It's just straight lines going down. I don't know why that's like such a cool part of the pant for me, but it's just like the weave is so prominent, and like the fading just helps like accentuate the weave, I guess. Because here's another example of vintage Levi that I got off my buddy Jay Tran. Both of them are from him, but you can see like you don't see just straight lines going down like the pant. So I just very much enjoyed that fact on those. This one has a nice darker wash. There's like a little bit of stains all throughout it, which I personally like. And then a cool part is also the Levi's logo slowly like unthreading over here. So that's really cool. And to sum up the vintage pickups, this is a Sonoma lambskin leather jacket I got off of Jay Tran as well. Bro is pretty much my vintage plug at this point. This one has a few distressings all throughout it, but overall it's very wearable, very good fit, and I just love it overall. So you can see that there's some distressing on the sleeve right here. Nothing too crazy, but it does worry me a little bit, but at the same time not too much. So pickup that I got from my buddy who went to Japan is this Black Means lighter. So always wanted one, but that's so embarrassing. But yeah, very nice, very interesting item, and it's a very good accessory as well. It's good utility to have a lighter, so very hyped for that. And then here's a gift from my buddy Christian. Cradle Filth has all the band members on the front, and then on the back you can see a small little hit here. This is on a Hanes heavyweight, so it's a very nice blank. And yeah, nothing to complain about. Thank you, Christian. And here I have a Capital floral shirt that was purchased for a Hawaiian wedding I'm going to once again. This time, instead of Japan, it's going to be in Hawaii. And on the back, I believe this is Tsukiyomi. So very cool, and I love like the color on here. It's like a beige with like these nice red like flowers on there. Okay, so now that I'm done with like the miscellaneous items as well as the vintage, I'm just gonna go into some of the shoes that I have currently. And the first one is the Frye boot I mentioned in the last video. As you can see here, this is a very beautiful boot in a beige color. There's like the Cuban heel, and it has these metal tips right there, as well as this stitching on the front that's very nice. And yeah, they're just super nice cowboy boots, great color, and for how old they are, they look in very good condition. And next up, I have a pair of boots that I got from my buddy Nico. These are a pair of fall winter 14 Saint Laurent white boots, and these are just amazing. They have the exposed zip. I believe my old suede pair didn't have that. I think this is like specific to the heady era Saint Laurent, but I'm not entirely sure, and I don't want to make bold claims like that, but I just love these. It's so nice to finally have a pair of like the black leather Saint Laurent white boots, and to have the studding on one of the straps is just so nice. I forgot that I put this on top, so I'm just gonna go straight into the Carol Christian Pole stuff, and after I'll leave the Chrome Hearts for last. Here are a pair of boots that I've recently procured from my buddy Will. These are a color 36 work boots in Cubs. So Cubs being the scarred horse leather. As you can see here, they're very nice. Minimal scarring, which is something that I personally prefer. As you can see here on the front, the leather is quite smooth as compared to the more recent Cubs where you can see all these like lines throughout. And then you could just see the transition from the smooth leather over to the scarring suede area. Right here, you can see it minimally as well. A little feature that I do like on these is that you can see a very like minimal like staining on the lace right here. You can see a bit of the green showing up, which is quite common for the lighter colors back then. This also has a transparent drip, so it's just very nice overall. I really like this pair, especially since it has like the exposed prosthetic. Normally you'd only see like the slit on work boots, but this one's cut open quite just cut open quite well. And not much else to say except like it's cool to have a color 36 that's more of this creamish white color rather than the new one where it's like I believe a dark gray with like pink laces. And let's just address the elephant in the room, since there's this huge rice bag. If you're familiar with Carol Christian Pole, this is the garment bag. And then let's just open it up and show y'all what's in here. Inside is a Color One scar stitch. This is one of the older versions of it, as you can see, since it has like the staining around the little clasp area. I'm gonna pull this out. Might take a little bit, so I apologize in advance. This is an item that I've been bugging my buddy Rasmus for the longest time to let me get off of him. And I'm so glad that he finally obliged, because this is just an overwhelming item. It's just so beautiful. I wanted this for the longest time. It was one of like my biggest CCP grails. Just like anyone else, the prosthetic boots is like the first real big CCP ticket item that you'd want, and then this one was my next item on my grail list. This has pretty much been my favorite from CCP overall. Like the gloved prosthetic jacket doesn't even hold a candle to this. Like, I just love the Color One with the green staining all over it. And it's very nice that it peeks out even on the sleeve right here. And then a little bit throughout these minor portions of it. You can see it right here. And then on the inside, there is staining as well. Right here on the bottom portion of the zipper, you can see the green. And there's not much else to say. This is quite a standard CCP jacket. I think the only thing that made it so desirable for me is the fact that it had this light green staining. And yeah, I'm eternally grateful that Rasmus ended up letting me get this off of him, and words cannot express how like grateful I am for it. So shout out, bro, once again. And I'm gonna put this away because I know I'm gonna fuck it up if I don't. So let me just get that. I apologize for doing this in the middle of the video. I don't know if y'all noticed, but my festivities are on an all-time high with my little stocking stuffer hanging off of this doorknob. But again, that's besides the point. Now I'm going to move on to the chrome hearts, which is going to be the last bit of the video. As you can see, the bracelet stack has definitely increased since the last video. Here is a mini plus bracelet. Always liked these, so when I was able to find one to procure, I was very happy to see that. The paper chain is also just one of those little meaningful bracelets that I wanted. So during my bachelor party, we went to Vegas with me and my groomsmen. Two of those groomsmen are very into fashion, and we all went to Fontainebleau. They both picked up a paper chain. At the time, I didn't have the money with like the wedding and everything, but I told my bros, like, I'm like, yo, next time I'm in Vegas and I see this, I'm gonna get this to match y'all, and it'll just be like a late pickup to like match all y'all. And finally have it, and every time I look at it, I just think about my boys, and that's cool on my end. And then right here is a mini plus, not mini plus, this is a plus hybrid with or a cross hybrid. Very nice. My wife got that for my birthday, and last time I know that I showed off the pyramid that I got as a wedding gift, but I don't know if it showed up well, but there it is again. Now we'll just go on to the little miscellaneous items before I forget about them again. This is the second time I'm shooting the video. It's a very common theme. Always forget something, so I have to remake it. Here are two gunslinger buckles. These come off of a briefcase, as you can see, with the little magnetic like portions. And then I was planning on putting these on my Birkenstocks to begin with, but now that I'm thinking about it more, it might be kind of cool to have them like on two really thin belts and then just kind of layer it up like this and wear it, I guess, kind of similar to the CCP double buckle, but as of right now, not entirely sure, so I'm just gonna sit on that idea. Secondly, I have a heart quick clip. So apparently this is quite rare, since the quick clips normally just have the crossballs, but this one has a heart instead. This is very nice overall and very subtle. Next up, I have a pair of sunglasses that I got off of my buddy Cheech Chrome. Also same place I got the gunslinger buckles off of, but these are a 40 I don't know the name of these, let me double check. So these are called 40 HT1s. As you can see here, there's 40 Harris, and then he's printed in gold throughout, and on the bottom there is a Maltese cross. They're quite nice. These were pretty fucked up when I got them. As you can see here, like the arms like bent and everything. It's missing a nose pad, but overall they fit well on the face, so I'm not like too like pressed about it, but love them overall. It's good to finally have like a nice black sunglasses that fits similar to the Hot Pocket A's that I have, since it's like the style of frame that I like, or fits my face really well. Next up is a huge tragedy, because when I got these, the sellers said they fit like a 29-30. However, they measured the pants open, so they don't fit like how I assumed it would. But getting this from Japan, it's hard to refund and all that, so it's not even worth the hassle. Yeah, yeah, these are a pair of fleur knees. As you can see here, there is a fleur detail on the knee area, hence the name. Well, actually, I don't think it's named because of that, but you know, it just kind of makes sense. But here is the scroll logo, and on the pockets, you can see the rivets. The original owner cut off the flap right here to expose the buttons, which is kind of cool since the female pairs do that. But also, it did throw me off when I saw that. But what throws me off even more is that it's a horseshoe instead of the big crossball. Since these don't fit, I'm honestly contemplating, like, sorry, I think I just scratched my ring, but anyways, that's besides the point. I'm honestly thinking about like just extending out the waist, or like making it fit a little bit looser so that I can actually wear them, since I wasn't ever planning on selling these anyways. But a lot of my friends were like, the pants are gonna look really weird if you did that, so that's the only thing that's holding me back as of right now. But if any of y'all know anybody that could widen these pants and make it look natural, then please shoot them my way, and then I'll just get these custom by them. And now we're gonna go into the last three items. They're all gonna be Chrome Heart outerwear. This is a very generic item, but it is a vintage hoodie, I believe from 2000 or 2001. Here is just the Chrome Heart hit on the front, nothing on the sleeve. The best part about this hoodie is that there is the hood hit right here. It has the horseshoe, and then on the back there's just a giant Maltese cross with Malibu. The one thing I love about these older hoodies is that they have the thermal lining, and just makes the hoodie a little bit warmer, a little bit better. And yeah, next up I have a Celtic button flannel. As you can see here, this is a wool flannel, and it is lined with like this other black wool like layer. I think the best part about this is that there is the leather cross on the arm area, so that's what I love a lot. And then let me close the door real quick. Last but not least, this is one of my Chrome Heart grails. This is a Western shirt, and the best part about this is that there's the crosses along the upper back. That's probably one of my favorite like vintage Chrome Heart pieces, where it has like this big Western like fleur design on the back, and then it has the 5 crosses across. This one is pretty nice and different from the old Western shirt I had, because it has the pockets right here instead of the 2 slanted ones on the top. And overall, I'm very glad with these pickups, since I have 2 like forever items in my closet. And yeah, that'll be it. Peace out.